Hello, Mr. Randy Duck, and welcome back for another video. Today I've got 3 replays featuring the Tier 7 American Premium Tank, the Eagle 7, which is a Season Tank reward. So I thought I'd do a little replay in this tank, so if you haven't got it and you're getting the Season Pass, then it just shows you what you can earn. Now, one of the replays I've actually got for you today in this video is on a new map on Severogorsk, or I'm probably completely saying that wrong, but the new map which has just come out, and it does sort of show you a position you can use. So if you do watch the end, you'll be able to see that in the video. But let's get on to the first map here, where we are actually platooned up with Petty 360, and it's a Tier 8 lobby. So we're sort of, middle of the range here. We're going to push what we like to do from this, this map in a medium tank is push the ridge on the right hand side, where we can use our gun depression, of which this tank has 10 of. It's got a 240 alpha gun with a 6-second reload or thereabouts. On the premium rounds you've got sort of 207 penetration. Standard rounds you've got 172. Now it does say APCR here on the premium. That's actually not true. This actually has AP rounds on the premium, so you are going to need to aim your shots somewhat, lead your shots a little bit there, because as it does have, relatively slow. You're in the 800 on the shell velocity. I get a nice shot there into the Eagle. Unfortunately, it does shoot me and damage my ammo rack when it crosses, and it forces me to use the repair kit. Now, I have the turret armor on this. You can bounce the odd shot when you're fighting against equal tier tanks. You start firing the higher tier tanks and the armor's not going to work too well for you, but you can bounce the odd shots. I mean, I do really like this tank, if honest. It's a tank I've always quite liked. I think prior to 6.0 it wasn't as good because the accuracy, I mean, it's a long way off since then, but with all the crew perks of the accuracy, it has helped this tank a lot, because this tank was always a little bit derpy. But now, with all the accuracy perks, it's not that noticeable, and it's actually pretty decent. I mean, I like it. You can rack up some damage pretty nicely with that 240 alpha on the Tier 7 gun with pretty reasonable DPM. So I'm getting pushed now by this platoon of VZs. I'm trying to get as much damage in this one of them as I possibly can, because I'm going to be outmatched here. But they're pushing over to me. Fortunately, I get lucky and bounce a shot there, but now I'm in a very awkward situation, because I need to sort of keep here so my team can help cover me and get shots in, but I can't reverse all the way around, because if I do reverse any more than I am, I'm going to get shot in the rear of the tank and die. So I'm kind of stuck here, and I need help from my team. I do have cover and support, and they are putting shots in as we take out that one-shot VZ there. Then this other VZ gets set on fire, which puts me onto a 2-shot to us. I am probably a 1-shot to this tank, so it's still very awkward, but I'm hoping I can just get one shot in. I squeeze one into the cupola, and now my support has arrived and we can go back up. Unfortunately, Petty has died there on the other side, and it's kind of left us in a very close game. We've had a decent start, but our hit points is not the best. We are now 1-shot. There wasn't a lot we could do about it. We did manage to at least kill that platoon there and secure this side somewhat. There is now a full health Tier 8 autoloader on our right, which we've got to be careful of, and we know there's an IS-6 around the back as well. We're just trying to slowly peek here, being very careful. I don't have the hit points to play now. There's a chance we can catch that E2 on the right out when he's fully clipped his tank and get some damage in, but we can't really go in by ourselves, because like I say, we're a 1-shot, and this is not an ideal scenario. I mean, don't have to worry about being capped out, because it is team destruction, but we know we are probably losing the other side somewhat as well, so we're kind of pushed against a little bit of pressure on time, but I've got to stay patient because I can't go in by myself. Now I've got support moving up. I'm going to move to try and get to a position that when this tank pokes, we'll be able to get shots into the side. We're going to get some, as he's going to engage our team, we're going to try and punish as quickly as we possibly can. We want to kill this tank fast, try and limit the damage it's going to put out in its clip if we possibly can. We're on to, just shy of 2,700 damage now. That tank gets taken out. We are going to be able to take out the IS-6 on the second core of Arskin there. Putting this back to a 6 versus 9. puts them just shy of 3,000 damage and 2 kills. So we're on a decent game here, but I just don't have the hit points. I'm looking at the map, I'm thinking, oh, they've got 2 light tanks, they've got tank destroyers. There's probably going to be some tank destroyers still in their base, which I may struggle to spot. So I'm going to have to poke this ridge very carefully, because if I do get detected, I'm going to need to get back into cover as quickly as I possibly can. I see a shot from a TD go out, out the top there, and I know that there's now tank destroyers or tanks in that location, but I can't push that by myself. I'm going to get out spotted. I'm a one shot. I've just got to be patient. It's not an ideal scenario for us at the moment. We're losing the back. We're going to start to lose map control. I'm just having a look at that barrage, see if there's any way I can possibly help our tank destroy over there. Look for some possible shots. I do have a shot here. You see, I've got to lead it slightly because we do have slow velocity on this tank. We do get one shot into the brass, putting them onto a one shot. The brass is a very, very dangerous tier 8, especially in this sort of scenarios. And thankfully, we're able to take them out, which is going to help us out quite a lot, putting us onto 3 kills there. And now we spot this other light tank. There's still 2 remaining, and there is a one shot, that Falcon. So again, we're going to look to see if we can put ourselves in a position to take out this light tank. Obviously, it's one of the big threats when you get to these open maps and you've got light tanks left in the game. That's what end up, they can really be dominant in that scenario because they can outspot you. They've got the mobility. But thankfully, we're able to take that light tank out, putting us onto 4 kills there, just over 3,000 damage. Now just trying to turn around, because I'm thinking about going back to the base to help out our friendly team over there, and then we can all regroup together. At least that's my plan. So we're going to poke up here, but as we do this, the other enemy light tank comes in for us. And now this is not a good situation. We can eat one shot, hopefully, and they've put them onto one shot for us now. But I'm thinking this is probably going to be it. I'm thinking, oh no, but just in time we squeeze that shot in, taking out the light tank. But I'm then getting pushed by these 2 tank destroyers, and I'm really in a situation where I've got last resort here is to try and risk the fall on 51 hit points. I've got no choice. I'm dead either way. I've got to try this. I'm trying to pull back on the analog stick here, trying to slow myself down, and thankfully I get to the bottom, but I'm hardly safe. I think I've just delayed the inevitable, to be honest with you. I'm just hoping one of our friendly teams can shoot them, because I'm kind of trapped here at the moment. If I try and escape, the Hellcat's going to kill me. I'm hoping the Hellcat is going to follow us down the ridge, if I'm honest, and maybe not get as lucky as me and die. That's probably what I'm hoping for, because I'm not in a good situation at all. I'm on a one shot, I'm having a good game, but I'm kind of trapped. You see, I'll get undetected and think, oh, maybe I can escape, but no, he's there waiting for us. And then the other TD comes around and think, oh, this is it, but he doesn't. He fluffs his shot. We try to track him so he can't ram us. Unfortunately, it doesn't hang out, and the enemy Hellcat has end up taking us out. And spoiler alert, unfortunately, although we had our hard work there, we do end up losing that game. So we're going to get to the scoreboard and then move on to the next replays. Okay, so we weren't able to win that one, but we do manage to get 5 kills, just shy of 4,000 damage there. So we've had a decent game nonetheless. But yeah, we wasn't just quite able to pick up the win on that one. But let's move on now to the next replay of the video. Okay, so here we are for replay number 2, this time on the highway. And I think it's another tier 8 lobby, but this time we're platooned up with our good pal Jamus, and there is 2 fun police in this game and 1 enemy light tank. Now we've got, I would say, the least preferable spawn on highway. I prefer the other spawn, especially in the medium tanks. You can get up and underneath their ridge and spot them. We can't do that from this, so we're going to go to the usual sort of campy spot at the beginning, if you like, and to see if we can get any early damage on the cross. And that's literally just past this ridge. I mean, you'll see a lot of tanks sitting in this location. It's a little bit awkward at times when you've got 2 fun police, in the game. They can be focusing you, but it is what it is, with highway. So we're going to go there for the start, see what we spot, and see what we can do. So straight away, there is a tank gets spotted on the cross. We do get a nice shot there into the Tiger. I'm trying to reverse back just to make sure I don't block our friendly medium tank there. just to make sure we can both use the ridge without getting in each other's way there. So decent start to the game. We get one detected and one shot of damage, and we're just looking to see what's happening. On the other side of the map, you can see our light tanks pushed over, so that gives us some indication of what is on the other side. And we're just looking for some few shots in hereabouts, before we make a decision on what we're going to do. Now, there is quite a lot of the team actually been spotted on the other side, and that's making me think that maybe I want to try to push over into the town. But this tiger gets spotted, and I'm actually just going to I'm trying to just keep him tracked in place. I'm not going to pen him here, but I'm just trying to keep him tracked so I can farm the track assistance there. Looking for them for the final shot. Unfortunately, he just manages to repair before we're able to retrack them and pick up the remaining of that track assistance. But we do pick up 800 assistance off of that track, so it's not too bad. Now we're going to make the decision. I was speaking to Jammers saying, let's just, I think we're just going to push the town here, clear out the town, try and get some damage from this location, and then we can either make the decision of, do we need to turn back to the base once we've won the town, or do we push forward? Because we don't really want to lose the town and lose the other side and then get trapped. So we're just going to try and win the town, and then we can make a decision on what we're going to do next. Basically, we can easily turn around, or we can keep pushing depending on what's detected. As we push, we do spot this tiger. Now we're going to use this destructible cover on our right, just to try and keep us protected from any tanks which may have shots on us from the back of the map there. Trying to peek and just get as much damage as we can. This tiger is kind of trapped out there, so he's going to go down. It does go down, and now I've actually made a decision. The enemy team hasn't completely full push onto our side. I'm just going to push and try and get rid of this Action X and maybe spot the artillery in the base, because I feel like we've got the time to do so. I need to cross back over to this side because it's a bit safe. I kind of went the not a very correct route there, but the Fun Police does get detected, and we're able to, between us, get that tank taken out. And now I think the majority of the tanks are still at like the B12 area. It's only really a light tank and maybe another tank which is pushed across. So we're going to kill this Action X because it's kind of stuck in the open, and we're going to continue to push so that we can get up and underneath this ridge. And if there is any tanks up there, we hopefully should be able to pick up quite a lot of resistance, because there almost certainly is tanks there. I mean, looking at the map, you can kind of gauge where they're going to be, and we're hoping that we can get there, get up on this ridge, we can spot them. We do have tanks to cover us, and we should potentially pick up, rack up the assistance there. It's only really a light tank on the right who would have shots at me here when I get detected. I'm just hoping that he's going to be distracted by the other tanks. So we do spot these, this enemy Churchill here, tier 6 tanks. He's not going to last too long here. We're going to just eat a shot, potentially bounce it, and get that tank taken out. And now we have spotted the tanks which we wanted to spot, and they're now all my spots. So anything we get here, it's a good chance we're going to rack up the assistance damage here. Already put up to 2,000 assistance. Just trying to get the shots in while we can, trying to bait the shot. Unfortunately, we bounced that one off the tiger, but we are picking up the assistance here. All this is going to me, so it's worked out quite well. We got there nice and early. Looking for try and just get the finish on this tiger there. It does get taken out by our friend Jammers, and then I get shot in the side, which is this light tank on the other side. So I've got to be a little bit wary of that light tank, but also we are collapsing in on the team here, and I just want to try and get as much out as I can. I'm trying to get behind these buildings so the light tank won't have as easy shots onto us. It was kind of in the open there, but at the same time just keeping the tank spotted and try and just get any damage in this game. We've got 3,000 assistance, 2,000 damage. We haven't picked up any kills. There's an enemy light tank. Unfortunately, we just missed a kill shot there. This tank on the move is a little bit derpy on the move. You are better to sort of wait and aim your shots, but I tried to snap that one in. That was never going to hit. There's only 4 tanks remaining. We're looking to get a shot in this heavy, but it gets absolutely annihilated by a friendly team. It's just about how much we can get out of this game. We get one more into the enemy medium tank, and then it gets taken out, that Leo, by a friendly tank, leaving us just 2 tanks remaining. The enemy light tank, who we don't have shots at, who's now gone into the cap, and this enemy Belleform, which we may get an opportunity. We just try and snap that one in, try and get that kill ahead of Jabbers, but he squeezes it in, and it's just the 1 light tank remaining. He's probably going to die before we get any opportunity to get over there. But we're going to head that way because you never know. But he does get shotgunned by the RT and brings us then to replay number 2 with one final replay to come. So we get 0 kills, but we do get 2,000 damage, 3,500 assistance, picking up the ace tanker there. Jammer's having a decent game as well. And yeah, that is it for this replay, but one final replay to come. Okay, so here we are for the final replay on the new map of Severogorsk. We're platooned up with Jammers again. This time it is top tier with 2 enemy fun police in the game. Now from this spawn, I wanted to show you a position I actually quite like to take, which we're going to take it together in our platoon. You know, because as the map's only just come back, and you know, for some of you it might be the first time you've played it. And this is a position I like to take, and if you take this aggressively in a medium tank, you can actually spot the cross, and you can potentially pick up a lot of assistance damage of them crossing and get some early damage in the game. So it's just an initial starting position. Obviously it's not going to work every time. Sometimes you're going to have to adjust to what happens. But quite early on, you know, it's a good starting position. And that's a push down to here and get to this corner on the right hand side, especially if you've got a tank which has got some gun depression. It's a lot easier to use. And you can spot enemy teams as they make their cross. Trying to knock down a few of the trees. It's just going to give me a booster to my camo value if I'm shooting behind them. And we have managed to spot the cross there. Unfortunately, I missed that shot on the tank because he does kind of matrix me. But we're going to pull back now. Now we're using these bushes to try and shoot from behind the bushes to increase our concealment and our camo value. And we're just, thankfully, we've actually tracked this Oni in position, and we're going to keep going for these track shots because he's kind of broadside onto our team here, or broadside onto Jamis, and I'm just going to try and track him in place and just pick up the, you know, all the assistance and damage off of that tank, which is really nice. And we managed to kind of prevent a lot of the enemy teams actually crossing, especially when these Onis crosses, because they're not very quick. So when you're able to sort of just keep them in the open. I've tracked this one in a place too. We're trying to keep him tracked. We do get lit for that final shot, but we are picking up all the tracking assistance there. We're almost, you know, pretty much got full 2 Onis health out of the track assistance out of this start. So we had a really you know, decent start to this game, picking up a kill, picking up 2,600 assistance and 1,500 damage. So really nice start all from that one starting position. And now, you know, we've got still 12 tanks in the game, so still a lot of potential to be had in this video. And I kind of think I'm going to try and make the decision. I've seen this CS, we get 1 shot in, we're just backing off there, and I'm thinking, you know what, I might just push over to try and get to the rest of the damage. As it happens, a medium tank comes around, we get 1 shot in, we're going to try and get a 2nd shot in, and we do manage to do that, picking up another kill, putting us under 2,100 damage with 2 kills. And the enemy team is starting to lose a little bit of control of the map, you see, because we've got the control over the left, control over the right. I'm going to push through the middle and try and pick up any damage, as much damage as I can basically out of this game, because there's still quite a lot of damage in this to be had. We just get a nice shot there into that enemy jammer. We're going to try and go in on this tank and just get rid of the tank from this position. Try and, I'll swap to a small map briefly so I can just be aware of my angles. I don't want to stay exactly where I am because you see those shots, medium tanks could have shot me through the gap. So I'm just pulling around this ridge out of, you know, way of that. The jammer comes in on us, but we've got the hit points, we've got the DPM to take care of this tank without losing too much in return. And we do pick up another kill, putting us onto our 3rd kill of the game. And there's the CS we were shooting earlier. We've got the hit points advantage over this tank. We're just going to try and even, you know, even if we have to trade a couple of shots just to try and get rid of this tank. And pick up as much as we can and then get through to the rest of the damage. But we need to get rid of this CS first. He's getting punished and I don't think he's paying attention to us now, so we're going to go through and get the kill. There's only 4 tanks remaining. We have managed to get 4 kills, 3,000 damage, 2,600 assistance. It's the enemy fun police, enemy light tanks, and yeah, just one other tank there, a heavy tank on the left. And we're just hoping we can get there and just pick up as much as we can, because this game is probably won now. We get a nice shot into light tank as he crosses. We may get an opportunity to get one more shot in if we can, and we do manage to do so. We don't manage to pick up the kill. The Fun Police get spotted on the left. I'm looking to try and get a shot in. He is aiming in on me. I stopped to get a shot in. Unfortunately, I missed it because, like I say, this shot can be a little bit derpy at times. We do get one in, but we do eat one off the Fun Police there. Thankfully, he doesn't kill us, and now we have to kill if we manage to get the reload in time, and we do. Bring this to an end to the replay. So let's just see what we did before we say our goodbyes. We managed to get 4,000 damage on the dot, 5 kills. It's going to be the ace tanker, and I think we got 2,600 assistance with help from that track assistance on those Onis there. So yeah, that brings us an end to the replay. Thank you so much for watching, and happy tanking.